Hello. I am justifying the Billiams web series. There's a great deal of moral anxiety with the characters in terms of what they do and how obscure it is. A motto, obscure, or how obscure, I believe. So obscure. To be fair, look, I'm left alone on this one, so I don't know. Lost in a strange land. The two characters, and especially the third episode, are lost in a strange land of drunk people. Like a box of chocolates, you're never sure what you're going to get with the Billiams. There is indeed a love triangle in the story. In another man's shoes, they place themselves in other people's shoes in order to criticize them. Polar opposites. They are the polar opposites of the people that they are critiquing in the third episode, especially. Non sequitur. There are many of those. There are many. A living toy. I believe there is a living toy in one of the episodes. If not metaphorically, several of the characters are indeed toys, especially with the animation. Betrayal. I believe in the second episode, someone is betrayed. A hallucination. The whole series is very hallucinatory quality. A doppelganger. The Billiams look very much alike. They are, in a sense, doppelgangers. The Muse. To the critics in the third episode, the drunk people are their muses for creating their critic art. An interview. They are interviewed in the third episode. The critics. A sight gag. There are many of them, especially where it shows the postmodernism thing and then zooms out quickly. Transmedia franchise. This is expanding on the animated short, The Billiams. A sneak attack. They very much sneak attack people who are drunk and critique them. A fall from grace. Many characters who are drunk in that episode are falling from grace. A lost one. They are also lost because they are drunk and stumbling around. Juvenile delinquent. Again, they're drunk and stumbling around, so they're very much a juvenile delinquent. Some of them. The male gaze. Two characters are male, and they do indeed gaze. No comments. Thank you. A brotherhood. The two form an intellectual brotherhood of sorts. Anywhere but the ground. Let's face it, these two guys are not very grounded. I'm speaking mostly, of course, about the third episode. The start of something great when the series started. Obviously, something great was going to happen as a result of it. Unrequited love. There is some unrequited love in the first two episodes, I believe, with the Billiams. Truth by consensus. The two characters, especially in the third episode, the critics, decide on truth by whether or not they agree on it. So, in a sense, it is truth by consensus. Something handmade. Their criticisms are very much handmade in the sense that they are coming up with them themselves. A decoy protagonist. You may think that the Billiams are your protagonists, but in reality, they're not. Lack of free will. There is a distinct lack of free will that many of the characters suffer through, especially in the third episode when it's not really their choice whether or not they are critiqued by the critics. A clever quip. There are many of them, such as asking whether or not sequins came back in style, and the answer, of course, they never, I believe they say. Emotional disconnect. The critics in episode 3 do definitely have an emotional disconnect between them and the people they are critiquing. Rejection. They are, in a sense, rejecting the people that they're criticizing. Service. They believe they're performing a valuable service by creating an intellectual revolution, as they put it. A hoser. One of the characters in episode 1 is Canadian. A band of outsiders. The Billiams are a band of outsiders in the college. An anti-hero. They're pretty bad people, but you still root for them. The princess. I believe one of the characters is a princess. A circular argument. Very much so in the third episode. They have many circular arguments that sort of don't make any sense. So, there you go.